Listen, thanks so much for taking the time to do this. It is a pleasure to speak to you, particularly during this
My
wonderful little
pleasure
period
to
of
be here.
time. No, absolutely, and it's such a great period of time. And it's been a good year so far for you, right? We're a mere few days away from the release of the new EP, From Nothing to Nowhere, and of course, signing to Seek and Strike. Do you feel quite energized and excited by the year so far?
Yeah, we are all very excited for this. I mean, coming from basically nothing, we had this explosion of interest by by the label, by people, and getting all these streams. I mean, we got low thousands of of streams. Um, Something fell out of my chair. Um, and it's amazing, really. It's still unbelievable, but it's very exciting, and we're proud of it. So we want to keep going forward, definitely.
You kind of look at it, particularly when the label came calling. Do you look at it and go, we deserve this. We know why they're after us. Did they say to you, this is why we want you on our roster?
Yeah, I mean, when they first reached out to us, they told us that they really liked their music. I mean, we only had two singles out, and they already reached out, so we already knew it was a good thing, kind of out of intuition. And but we didn't expect it. Like, it was so much a surprise. But still, yeah, I mean, I think we subconsciously kind of deserve it, but because we I think we always thought of it that our music was something special, maybe to us more than anything else, but we always treated it with respect, with love, and I think it went into the right place. It touched maybe the right feelings, in someone's in the right people's.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's touching plenty of people, not just the label, but obviously the fan base and listeners who are beginning to get to know you more and more now outside of Italy, across Europe, and into other continents. Where,
Yeah, I
where,
mean, just this is mind blowing to us, really.
mm,
Just
so
knowing
where
that other people are listening to it, it's brutal.
do you find yourself studying when you're like you talk about streams and stuff? Do you find yourself kind of obsessing over it, looking at the numbers going up, checking where you're being played around the world?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, we are not every day at least, but every week, maybe once a week. We're there checking the views, especially after after the video has just been uploaded, it's a must to check. Also to check if it's doing better or worse than the other one. Yeah, I mean, those kind of things are just the fact that YouTube and social media are becoming part of the work of musician, probably.
Yes, indeed. Where is your mind at right now with the EP release? We are just a few days at a time recording. Are you desperate to get it out now, or are you still enjoying the slow build up?
Well, I think there's been for us there's been enough of a build-up. Like we have had this EP ready for, I think it was 1 or 2 years. So we had it in the drawer and locked, and we waited for the right moment, and I think now it's the right moment. So we're very excited for people to finally hear it, finally hear our work, and yeah, I mean, we're just proud of it because it's what came out in the growing phase mainly of the band, I would say.
Oh, incredible. Is it fair to say then you as a group have moved on somewhat musically from it?
Uh, well, I don't really want to say we moved on.
Mm.
I don't think we've moved on, uh, and it's because we never really defined our genre more than just starting with the idea of making deathcore,
Yeah.
making deathcore, but then like there was just so many other elements to it, because we are four members and we are quite diverse in terms of musical taste. So we kind of incorporated, you know, elements of death metal, maybe more black, maybe a little more metalcore. You know, there's different kinds of stuff in it because it's what we like to do, and we never felt the need to define it as a genre. So I don't think it's correct to say we are moving on, because we still want to make music that is liked by, it's potentially liked by every metalhead. I will want to egotistically say, but really it's just what we like. So you know, our musical tastes are still developing. Our single music taste is still developing, but we're taking things to the next level, definitely, in some kind of way.
Progress, evolution, more than anything.
Yeah, we want to make heavier stuff, definitely, maybe. But most, like, I think our key objective is to make different stuff, you know, but still not like extremely different from what you hear every day. It's still something you can resonate with, and still something that can shake you.
No, I get what you're saying. Completely understand it, particularly when it comes to not defining the genre. Because obviously in music, we do like to put bands in a specific place as much as recommendations. But you guys have absolutely smashed it with this EP. It is an incredible release, not just a great deathcore-esque release, but a great metal release overall. So congratulations on that. Take me back to the earliest point of this EP, if you can remember, and particularly your vision. Did you have a clear idea of what you wanted to do when you first started with this EP?
I mean, definitely not. Definitely not. You know, it's because we got together I think it's now almost 5 years ago. It's starting to be almost, no, it's 4 years ago. So, you know, I'm 20. I will be turning 20 this year, so in like a month. So we were like basically kids just getting together, and after all these years, we started to, you know, put together all the good stuff that was left between all the junk that we could produce, and it came out pretty decent, you know, for what we expected. And we had to find kind of a, you know, I don't know how to say that in English, but a theme between all the songs, right? To conceive a general theme, you know, a concept, basically.
Yeah.
So we did that, and we basically took these 5 songs that were we thought were the most valid ones, and we said, let's go to production. And we recorded, got it mixed, and here we are.
And here we are indeed. Was it, so it was always going to be an EP? There was never a point where you thought, we have enough songs, we have enough music to make an album?
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think it shouldn't be. Maybe it isn't an EP, but because it should be shorter than 20 minutes, but it is like 2 minutes longer. But
yeah, that whole rule, I know what you mean. Yes.
yeah. I mean, no, we didn't think of publishing an album because we didn't have a label. We didn't have anything. We just had the masters, you know, the songs, and we thought, well, let's start putting one out. And then after the first song, we kind of got some contacts to provide a better, you know, better product for the next release, which was For Nothing to Nowhere, which definitely took a very good turn. And but yeah, I mean, since we had 5 songs, we never really thought of releasing a full album or even calling it that, because doesn't really make much sense.
It is a great example of consistent quality. It might be short because it's only 5 tracks, but it's incredibly strong from beginning to end, rather than having filler that you might have just jammed in there because you were trying to put an album together.
Yeah, I mean, we are kind of we are very uh, maniacs in terms of when it comes to writing music, because every riff, every single melody has to be fucking perfect for the whole thing. Even if if it's too simple, even sometimes we don't even we throw it away. So
Yeah.
we never really thought about even. I mean, we have one intro in the EP, but it's just that, the intro From Nothing to Nowhere, and we never really thought of doing any filler tracks because it's not what we do. I think it's not what we identify as, because when I listen to a track, when we listen to a track, it's because we want to listen to that. I definitely think the concept of the album is like an experience, so you should go through it like from start to finish, and like filler tracks are not something that disturbs me. Actually, I sometimes I listen to a lot of Tool, so I definitely love that kind of stuff because it brings you in a certain space of mind. But I don't think that's what we're aiming for with Aasar right now.
It is an incredible thing to be able to do, but also incredibly difficult because of attention spans and the desire in modern day to just have a 3-4 minute song and then move on.
Yeah, definitely.
Even get in that headspace is a challenge in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about challenges then, what has been some of the bigger challenges you faced in taking the ideas of From Nothing to Nowhere and turning them into what will be released in a few days' time?
Well, the songs were almost all of them were very old. Like, as I said, we started like 4 years ago, so we had these songs, a bunch of songs. It was like 7 or 8, and then we scraped the junk away, and but we were left with 4 or 5 songs that we didn't like as much. Like, we didn't feel like they were going to be as funny as they were to us. So we basically we wanted to rewrite them all. So we changed up all the riffs. Just for example, From Nothing to Nowhere, like the main riff, the intro is quite complex now, whilst before it was just like all straight all the way, like eighth notes straight. There's nothing really special. So the challenge really was to modify the tracks while kind of maintaining the same structure, or even try to add in different riffs, like new riffs, but that would be okay with the rest of the song, with the older riffs, and change up the older riff. It was kind of a struggle, but we got through it.
Yeah, considering all of that, the end result is so spectacular. I mean, I think it goes without saying that you are incredibly proud of what you've achieved here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, after seeing the results, like it's so good to know that someone likes the work that you've done. Um, but yeah, I mean, we are definitely proud, and there's nothing more to say. We can't wait for it to get out, for people to listen to it.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see the reaction to it myself. What about positive experiences then of working on the release overall? What are things that you reflect on that either make you smile or you think, God, I love doing that particular thing?
Well, me and my roommate Samuel, which is the lead guitarist. We live together here in Milan. We're studying audio production, so we really love to sit down and just mess around with riffs, guitars, and like maybe drums and instruments. But also the singer and rhythm guitarist is has been playing with this kind of things since the beginning. So I think we really like to stay there and like work on songs, on new stuff, and then going to rehearsal and try to play it all together and adding new ideas, learning how things mix up with each other, how you can um, dialogue more with your bandmates, which I think is maybe it's something that in metal is not done as much as in other genres. Like, you know, it's more of a jazz thing to just stay there even and improvise sometimes to just see what comes out of pure nothing. And sometimes we just go, fuck, that was really awesome, man. That was really great, but we didn't fucking record it, so
But you're having fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's the most important thing, because if you're not having fun, I think you're just getting frustrated. If you spend maybe too much time focusing on the fact that you have to get things done, maybe sometimes you just get frustrated and get nothing done. So
Oh, fair
sometimes you have
enough.
to take steam off, you know.
And
Blow off some steam.
what's been your favorite part of the From Nothing to Nowhere cycle so far? Something like doing press, the recording, making videos, things like that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that making videos is great during summer because the last video we shot, um, the last two videos we shot, one is going to come out, of course, in the next 3 days. But the last one, of Court of the Unknown, we froze. Like it was January, and we live when we are not studying here in Milan. We live in the mountains, and it's like cold. It is cold. As you saw, there's a bunch of snow, and that's real snow. Sadly, it's not set. It's not fake. So um, it was a rough 3 days, but we got through it. And I think it's funny in general, just recording videos, because you get to do so much different stuff, you know, just and at the end, seeing the end result is astounding. You know, you come out with this 5 minutes thing that is just mind blowing. All these visuals, effects, and such. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
Talk about the Court of the Unknown. I mean, it is the end result of that. Even if you froze, the end result of that makes it worth it. The video is incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
How do you go about choosing the singles? Is that something you do as a unit, as a group? Do you listen to the label? Do they put their input in?
I mean, we try to discuss things between the four of us as much as we can, of course. But since we have very little experience in the field, I mean, we have quite good relationship with the guys at Secret Strike, so we really do trust them in most decisions that regards marketing or stuff. But I mean, up until For Nothing to Nowhere, the singles were decided by us, of course, and but even the next the focus track that's going to come out on Friday, it was decided by us. Like they simply told us we need a focus track for the release of the EP, and we sat down and we said, okay, Wasteland is going to be the best, because since Court of the Unknown it's probably the softest one in the EP, definitely. We thought we might release focus track, the one that's more the blackest and the heaviest, probably the fastest. So why not?
I love that. I love that. And you are right. The experience and learning the ins and outs of the industry, be it the marketing and how to promote yourself and so on, is such a wide, huge, and awing experience that any advice you can take, and particularly from a label as strong as Seek and Strike, you have to take it. You have to snatch it up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but mainly because it's not like we know anything about social media that much. Like, it's not like we are influencers or really like to post content, but if we have to do it, we'll do it. Sure.
Yeah, you don't have much of a choice these days. It is part and parcel of being in
Yeah,
a
exactly.
band now.
Exactly.
Do you think you're good at it? Do you think you've got a handle, a good grasp of social media and how to push yourself as best as possible?
I mean, I think we're getting there. I think it's about consistency, maybe more than just finding the right thing to say. Finding, although we are, as we are in our songs, writing, in our songwriting, we are very maniacs in writing descriptions, perfect words, also, and that kind of stuff. Also aesthetically, like what pictures should I put? But I think it's how also you get your followers, because if you just post things randomly, you don't maybe get that much of a following unless your content is like really genuine or interesting. But I mean, a metal band is like one of many fish in the sea. So if you do things like without a criteria, maybe people don't really pay attention to you because they think, okay, you are just a band that posts on social media. If you're not posting on social media to get people to your work, and that's what we're trying to do. Like, we're trying to use it for promotion mainly, trying to exploit it the best we can.
It all comes down to that at the end of the day. It's still all about the music, and ultimately that is what's going to attract people to you guys. Something that is almost guaranteed to happen when the CP fully drops and people can hear the full thing. It is an incredible piece of work. Like I said, I think it's going to be remembered as one of the best releases of this year. And I'm not the only one saying that already. I think that's the most important thing. So knowing all of this and seeing the impression it's already made on whether it be reviews and so on, or comments on YouTube and social media and things like that, how do you guys stay grounded and focused when you're rising so high already?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think for the other guys it's a little bit more I don't want to say difficult, but they tend to be a little more visionary and optimistic, maybe. Not that I'm pessimistic, but I tend to be more with the feet on the ground, trying to see things like, okay, we got this many views, but what does it mean? Like, I mean, it's great. It's great. No, I'm not saying, of course, it's not great. It gives you a sense of fulfillment, definitely. But I keep thinking, like, is this enough? Like, is this enough to make us explode? Or should we do even more? And I think the answer, apart from what the results say, should be you should try always even more, because why not? If you love doing that, I mean, that's
You
just
set
what
the,
you like to do. So
you set the bar there. The moment you reach it, you just move that bar higher and higher and higher and just keep aiming and reaching for the next one.
yeah, because if you listen to great stories, I think that's what people say. It's a trick to success, because the only thing that grants you that one day you'll probably make it is if you keep trying. Because if you don't try, you won't. You already know the answer. So
Well said. So what does the rest of 2023 roughly look like for you that you can tell me or talk about? We got June 30th, the release. What happens afterwards?
well, what I can tell you is we are definitely already working on some stuff. Um, for now, we are planning to release what we have in our hands as soon as possible when we got something, just to keep people engaged and hopefully um, make them how do you say that, attracted, I don't know,
keep coming back.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, well, whatever. I'm not I
No,
can find the word in my head, but
I get what you're saying, because ultimately you can release the EP and someone can listen to it for a month, but over those next couple of weeks and the next following months, more and more releases are out by other bands. People then are going to them.
exactly.
How do you then basically get their attention and bring them back over to have another look at you and continue to basically not forget about you? It's so difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult because if you're not like a White Chapel or Therapist Martyr, people are not waiting 2 or 3 years for your album to come out, so you have to keep pushing, keep posting music, and I think that's what we're aiming to do.
Yeah, I have ultimate faith in you guys at the moment, because you're absolutely killing it. Last one then for you, and it's just really, what's a goal you would like to achieve before this year ends, before the end of 2023?
Maybe have a full written album. Would be great to have it like ready to go, ready to record. Maybe that would be good. We have a pair of tracks that are roughly done, so we think we can do it maybe.
Oh wow! Oh, that's amazing! I can't wait. But for now, from nothing to nowhere, 30th of June via Seek and Strike. It's an incredible release. Do not miss this one. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?